Hello and welcome to Last Week in AWS. I'm Mike Julian. I'm Corey Quinn's business partner, filling in for him while he's out on vacation. So you get me for the next 6 to 8 weeks or so. Amazon VPC IPAM now supports Bring Your Own IP for IPs registered with any internet registry. I'm a little surprised this wasn't a feature already, but hey, better late than never. I do find the idea of using our own IP blocks for AWS networks to be interesting, but in this day and age, it does sort of strike me as a code smell for antiquated architecture. But then again, what do I know? I'm not a large enterprise, so maybe there's some really great reasons for this. At any rate, it does sound pretty cool.
Backblaze B2 Cloud Storage helps you scale applications and deliver services globally. Egress is free up to 3x of the amount of data you have stored, and completely free between S3 compatible Backblaze and leading CDN and compute providers like Fastly, Cloudflare, Vultr, and CoreWeave. Visit backblaze.com to learn more. Backblaze, cloud storage built better.
AWS cost categories now supports billing entity as a dimension. I found that cost categories are seemingly little known amongst customers, as I rarely run across anyone using it, which is definitely a bit of a shame because I do think it's pretty neat and pretty useful. This particular edition is a minor capability change, but honestly, this is all really more of an excuse for me to talk about how underappreciated cost categories is.
We've all got a permissions mess in our clouds. Service control policies, or SCPs as we know and tolerate them, could be the tool to clean it up, but they're not exactly easy to use. They're limited in size, hard to manage, and often too powerful. You could end up nuking some developers' code from orbit if you're not careful. That's why Sanri created the Cloud Permissions Firewall. That's right, an identity firewall. It builds SCPs that get you to least privilege without the whole nuking the code from orbit thing. In fact, you can restrict unused permissions at any scope with one compressed SCP for the entire org. Clean up that permissions mess without pissing off any developers. Try it for yourself with a 14-day free trial at sonri.co/lastweekinaws. And don't worry, no credit card required. Again, that's sonrai.co/lastweek.
Last week, we saw the announcement of QLDB being deprecated, and there was an article that came out as sort of not as part of the announcement, but more like predating the announcement, talking about migrating to Postgres. And what's interesting is that we now have 3 new articles in the AWS blog that are, well, let's say, of the same pattern. First is a how to transition from Amazon Cloud Search to Amazon OpenSearch, written by a PM for OpenSearch. There's another one for how to transition AWS code commit to another Git provider, and yet a third for transitioning Cloud9 to other AWS IDE toolkits or AWS Cloud Shell. I'm kind of left wondering, does this mean we're going to see a deprecation announcement for Cloud Search, Code Commit, and Cloud9 this week? I guess time will tell. And that's what happened last week in AWS.